Hi Year 1, welcome to your home learning video for Friday the 16th of July. A big well done to everybody that's taken part in our home learning. Me, Miss Evans and Miss James are so proud of you. Your fantastic videos and pictures have really brightened our days at home, and not long to go now. We can't wait to be back in class on Tuesday. Okay, so today we're going to start our home learning with a maths challenge where we'll be looking at money. For story time, we're going to read The Rainbow Fish. For our literacy task, we're going to create a leaflet, and then we're going to get a little bit creative and do an under the sea creation. So for maths today, we're going to be looking at coins, and we're looking at coins which have a value of less than £1. And I know you all know what £1 looks like, because on Fun Day, you all brought in pound coins to spend on ice cream. So you should know what £1 is. So we're looking today at coins which are less than £1. So on the screen, you can see some different coins, and I'm going to call out a value, and I want you to point at that coin. Okay, let's start with an easy one of 1 pence. 1p. Can you point at 1p? I'm going to circle it for you. There we go. Did you all get that one? 1p. And you can see there, it's got a number 1 on it. Okay, next one, 50 pence. Well done if you got that one. 10 pence. 5 pence. 2 pence. Well done if you're getting these right. And the final one then, this is an obvious one, 20 pence. Well done if you got those. Okay then. So, as you can see, each coin has got its value on. So it will always say on the coin what it's worth. So you can see the numbers there circled in red, and that tells you what the coin is worth. So all coins have a value and they're all different. Okay, so they're worth different things. So we're going to have a look at ordering some coins now, and I want you to have a little think about who's right. So here we've got Tommy Tortoise, and he's saying I put them in order from smallest to biggest size. Well, he's right, he has put them in size order. Are they in order of value though? Okay, so is 5 pence worth the least? Let's have a look then. Here we've got Lucy, and Lucy is saying, I've put them in order from least to greatest value. Oh, who do you think's right? Well done if you know that Lucy's right. So Tommy Tortoise had put them in an order where 5 came at the very beginning because it's the smallest coin in size. But even though it's the smallest in size, it doesn't mean it's the smallest in value. Okay, the smallest in value is 1 penny, what Lucy said. Okay, so sometimes we think that bigger coins have got a bigger value, but that's not true. If we look at 10 pence, it's here, look, 10 pence. 10 pence is much bigger in size than 20 pence, but it's not worth as much. Even though it's bigger in size, it's got a lower value. So I would prefer to be given 20 pence than 10 pence, because 20 pence is worth more. So it doesn't always matter about the size of the coin, it's all about the value, so what it's worth. Okay, so before we start with our task today, what I would like you to do is I would like you to ask your mums, dads, nans, granddads, carers, whoever's looking after you, if you can borrow some money. Not to keep, just borrow. Okay, so I'd like you to have a little look in their purse or wallet. Only when you've got permission, you must ask. Or if you've got a piggy bank, a money bank in the house, or maybe you've got your own purse or wallet, you can have a little look at the real life coins. And I would like you to put them in order. Okay, so I want you to start with the smallest value and then go to the highest value. And then maybe you could switch it around and start with the highest value and go to the smallest value. Okay, so have a little look at some real money, explore it, see what numbers are on there, see what they look like and what pictures you can see, and put them in an order for me. That's your first task. Okay, now this week in home learning, we've been counting in 2s, in 5s and 10s. So we've been doing some multiplication and we're going to be using those skills again today. So on the screen, you can see lots of 2pences, 2p's, okay? So we're going to work out the values in questions 1, 2 and 3. Now, before we start, we're going to practice counting in 2s. So are you ready? Count with me. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. Well done if you joined in. Now, if you're still a little unsure on your 2 times table, make sure you go onto YouTube, type in 2 times table songs and have a little sing along and practice, or practice with your adult to get better with them. Practice makes perfect. Okay, so let's look at question 1 on screen together. So you can see we've got lots of 2pences in the bar model. Okay, and now in this space at the top, you can see my line. That is where we've got to put the total amount, so the total value. So we need to count up how much money there is all together. So we are counting in 2s because all of the coins are 2s. So as I draw my line over them, I'd like you to count with me. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, so all together there is 12 pence. Okay, so I do my number 12 and then I put a p for pence, 12p, 12 pence. Okay, let's look at number 2. Now before we count together, I wonder if you could work it out. So remember, counting in 2s, point at each one as you count and see if you can work out the total value. Tell your adult. Well done if you got it right. Let's check together. Count with me. 2, 4, 6. So at the top, I'm going to write 6pence. So there's my 6, my p to show it's pence. As we don't know what the 6 is, it could be 6 bananas, 6 pound. Okay, so we need the p to show that we're counting in pence. We've got 6pence. Okay, number 3 then. So we are still counting in 2s. Have a go at working it out now. So pointing at each one as you count. I'll give you a moment. Okay, let's check. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Well done if you got 18. So in my bar model at the top, I would write 18. And then I must remember my p for pence. There we go, 18p. Okay, on to the next one then. As you can see, we've got 5pence coins. So we are counting in 5s. Are you ready to count with me? Make sure you're joining in. So counting in 5s. Let's go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. Well done. Okay, so looking at number 1, how many 5 pences are there? Let's have a look. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, shall we write a number sentence for that? I've got 5 lots of 5. 5 lots of 5. 5 times 5. Does everybody know the answer? I'm sure you do. Let's count together then to find it. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Well done if you got the same as me. So the total amount would be 25 pence. So put my per for pence. Okay, then let's have a look at number 2. I'll give you a moment to work it out first and then we'll do it together. So pointing at the screen to work out the answer. Remember, we're counting in 5s. You ready? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So at the top, our total value, our total amount is 35 pence. I wonder if you can work out what the number sentence would be for that one. So have a little look. How many 5 pence coins are there? Shall we count? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've got 7 lots of, and we know they are 5 pences, so we've got 7 lots of 5. And we've worked out 7 times 5 is 35. Okay, then. The next one, we are counting in tens. So make sure you're counting with me. Are you ready? Let's go. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180, 190, 200. And we'll stop there. It always gets a little bit tricky after 100. But if you just remember, it starts again. So we have 100, then 110, 120, and the pattern starts all over again. Okay then, so let's look at the first picture on your screen, the part whole model. So here I can see I've got a circle here with 2 10 pences in. So 10, 20. Oh, so that side I've got 20 pence. And then I've only got the 1 10 pence in the other side, so that's 10. Okay, so I've got 20 pence and 10 pence. Can you put them together to find the total amount? If you're unsure, touching the screen to count them all. Are we ready? 10, 20, 30. There is 30 pence. Oh, that's a funny 3. Sorry, year 1. Shall I correct that above? There we go. It's tricky to write on this screen. That's better. Okay then, let's have a little look at the wallet then. So there are more 10 pences in this one. Are you ready to count with me? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So there is 90 pence. There we go. Okay, well done. I'm sure you joined in brilliantly there with me. Right then, this is your task today. So on the screen, you've got questions A, B, C, and D. And you can see that there are different values of coins. So on question A, we've got 1p's. On question B, 10s. On C, 5s. And D, 2p coins. So have a little think about what you need to be counting in. So in your books, on a piece of paper, wherever you want to write it, just write A, B, C and D, and then you can write the total amounts. If you want to draw the coins, you can, but you don't have to. So I want you to just work out how much money is there. So you might want to pause the video now to complete that independent task. Okay, for your second part of your challenge, you're going to be drawing some coins for me. So on the screen, we've got a ball and it's got a price tag of 12p. So I'm going to show you some items in a minute with prices, and I want you to show me the coins that would match the amount. Now we've been practicing counting in 2s, 5s and 10s. So think about your times tables. Is the number 12 in your 10 times table? Let's think. 10, 20, 30. No, 12s and 10s. Is it in our 5s? 5, 10, 15. Is it in our 2s? Yes, so I'm going to use 2p to draw the amount to match 12p. So I'm going to draw and count 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. There we go. Now, those circles aren't good enough because they don't say the value. So in each one, I need to put 2p. Okay, to show the value and then to show how much we've got all together. So we've got 12p. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Sorry, I'm a little slow at this, year one. I'll keep practicing on my screen. And 12. Okay, just like that. Now, that's one way of making 12p. But I wonder if you can think of a different way. Now, that's a bit of a challenge. Can you make 12p with less coins? I bet some of you will be able to. Okay then, so your next part of your challenge is on screen now. I'd like you to use 10p to show me 30p, 5p to show me 15p, and 2p to show me 8p. Now, if you've got a different way of making each coin, that would be a really good way to challenge yourself. So if you'd like to use different coins, that would be amazing as well. Have a go. Okay, and if you don't want to do any drawing, if you've got some money at home you can use, you can show the real amounts and you take pictures to send us. That would be fantastic too. Okay, on to our story today then. So we're going to read The Rainbow Fish, and this is one of my favourite stories. So make sure you're sitting comfortably and I've got your listening ears on. A long way out in the deep blue sea, there lived a fish. Not just an ordinary fish, but the most beautiful fish in the entire ocean. His scales were every shade of blue and green and purple, with sparkling silver scales among them. The other fish were amazed at his beauty. They called him Rainbow Fish. "Come on, Rainbow Fish," they would call. "Come and play with us." But the Rainbow Fish would just glide past, proud and silent, letting his scales shimmer. One day, a little blue fish followed after him. "Rainbow Fish," he called, "wait for me. Please give me one of your shiny scales. They are so wonderful and you have so many." "You want me to give you one of my special scales? Who do you think you are?" cried the Rainbow Fish. "Get away from me." Oh, that's not very nice, is it? Shocked, the little blue fish swam away. He was so upset. He told all his friends what had happened. From then on, no one would have anything to do with the rainbow fish. They turned away when he swam by. What good were the dazzling, shimmering scales with no one to admire them? Now he was the loneliest fish in the entire ocean. One day he poured out his troubles to the starfish. I really am beautiful. Why doesn't anybody like me? I can't answer that for you, said the starfish. But if you go beyond the coral reef to a deep cave, you will find the wise octopus. Maybe she can help you. The rainbow fish found the cave. It was very dark inside, and he couldn't see anything. Then suddenly, two eyes caught him in their glare, and the octopus emerged from the darkness. I have been waiting for you, said the octopus with a deep voice. The waves have told me your story. This is my advice. Give a glittering scale to each of the other fish. You will no longer be the most beautiful fish in the sea, but you will discover how to be happy. I can't, the rainbow fish started to say, but the octopus had already disappeared into the dark cloud of ink. Give away my scales? My beautiful shining scales? Never. How could I ever be happy without them? Suddenly, he felt the light touch of a fin. The little blue fish was back. Rainbow fish, please don't be angry. I just want one little scale. The rainbow fish wavered. Only one very small, shimmery scale, he thought. Well, maybe I wouldn't miss just one. Carefully, the rainbow fish pulled out the smallest scale and gave it to the little fish. Thank you very much, the little blue fish bubbled playfully as he tucked the shiny scale in among his blue ones. A rather peculiar feeling came over the rainbow fish. For a long time he watched the little blue fish swim back and forth with his new scale glittering in the water. The little blue fish whizzed through the ocean with his scale flashing, so it didn't take long before the rainbow fish was surrounded by the other fish. I think they all want a scale now, don't they? Everyone wanted a glittering scale. The rainbow fish shared his scales left and right, and the more he gave away, the more delighted he became. When the water around him filled with glimmering scales, he at last felt at home among the other fish. Finally, the rainbow fish had only one shining scale left. His most prized possessions had been given away, yet he was very happy. Come on, rainbow fish, they called. Come and play with us. Here I come, said the rainbow fish, and happy as a splash, he swam off to join his friends. The end. Now, I love that story because it teaches us that it doesn't matter how beautiful you are or how many things, how many possessions you have. Okay, so you could have the most amazing toys in the world, you could have lots and lots of money and be really rich, and you could be very, very beautiful. But if you aren't a nice person, nobody's going to like you. So it teaches us that it's really, really important to be kind, and it shows us that Rainbow Fish was much more happier when he was being a nice person and sharing and being a good friend, and he made lots of new friends at the end of the story. And even though he didn't have his most prized possessions, his shiny, beautiful scales, he was much more happier than at the beginning of the story of when he was lonely. So it teaches us the importance of being kind. So for today's literacy task, I would like you to make a leaflet on how to be a good friend. So on the screen now you can see a little example. So on a piece of paper or in your books, I'd like you to make a leaflet or a poster that has got a title. So you can use my title if you like, How to Be a Good Friend. I'd like you to draw a picture. So mine's got on a rainbow fish and some friends. So you might want to draw Rainbow Fish and his friends playing, or you might want to draw yourself with your friends. So maybe think about your friends at school and you can draw a nice picture playing together. And then I'd like you to write some bullet points or some sentences on how to be a good friend. And I know you'll be amazing at this year one because you are all fantastic friends. So think of all those lovely things you do at school, whether that be checking on somebody if they're a little bit sad, giving cuddles and giving hugs, asking somebody to play if they've got nobody to play with, sharing, making sure you're using your manners and you're listening to them, spending time together, saying nice things, so giving them compliments. So have a little think and then write down all of the things that make a good friend. Okay. So on the screen, you can see a sentence. Now this is your challenge, so I'll be really impressed if you do this part. So you've got to fill in the missing words of my sentence. So you've got a blank. So this is where you choose a person. Was a good friend to me when, then a blank. And I've done one as an example. So I've chose Miss Evans and I've wrote, Miss Evans was a good friend to me when she gave me a hug when I was feeling poorly. Okay, so I want you to think of one of your friends, think of their name, and think about something nice they've done for you. Okay, and then you can write me a sentence about it. I can't wait to see who you choose and how lovely they've been. Your final activity today is a creative one, and we are sticking with the Under the Sea theme. So it's entirely up to you what you do. So you could choose one of the pictures on screen and recreate that, or you could come up with your own idea. You might just want to get your crayons and your felt tips out and just create an under the sea picture. Whatever you want to do is fine, as long as you're getting creative. Now, octopuses are my favourite sea creature, so I'm going to show you a video of how to create an octopus. So you can see the yellow one on screen. I'm going to show you a video of how to do that because it's really, really easy, just using a few materials that you've probably got at home. Need card or paper. If you haven't got colours, you can colour it in first into a square or a rectangle. Do some split sides. There we go, a really easy craft. I can't wait to see your amazing home learning today.